We're in the middle of a romance apocalypse.
There are more single adults than ever before. Marriage is on the decline. The birth rate is at the lowest point in history. People are not connecting and forming real relationships. For the first time in human history, the very concepts of marriage and romance, God, the family, gender, and even our national anthem are under attack. Our American values have been slowly deteriorating and replaced with liberal, progressive values. We're in the middle of not only the romance apocalypse, but a war on our very souls. Speaking the truth is called hate speech. Patriotism is now called a racism. Believing in God makes you a bigot. The current state of America is directly intertwined with the current state of our relationships. We are actively enslaving ourselves into a loveless, joyless, genderless future. Men and women of common sense and a moral compass need to wake up to the destructive madness that is being thrust upon us in the name of progressiveness and political correctness, and look ahead to where this ideology and agenda are ultimately taking us. We can make love great again. We can make America great again. But we need to remember who we are. We need to remember the spirit and the values that once made this country and our relationships so great.
This is a struggle for the survival of our nation. And this will be our last chance to save it. This election will determine whether we're a free nation or whether we have only the illusion of democracy. And we will make America great again.
Hey, everyone. Hey, everyone. What's going on? It's DeAnna Lorraine, your host.
And our relationships so great.
This is a struggle for the survival of our nation.
I'm getting duplicate echoes over there. Okay, now we're good. Hey everyone, how's everyone doing? Sorry for the background, the weird background. I'm actually in Chicago right now at a relative's house. So this is my background for today. But rain or shine, I'm always going to be doing the podcast whenever I am not on a boat. Friday, I was on a boat, and that is why I could not do the podcast on Friday. So how's everyone doing? Great. I'm really loving this city, by the way. It's a beautiful city, Chicago. It's perfect weather here. I did the architectural tour on Chicago on Friday. And it is actually my birthday today, too. I'm not telling you how old I am, but it's my birthday today. Yay! Thank you, Russ. Appreciate it. We've got all the whole Making Love Great Again family in the house. We've got Periscope running. We've got Twitter. We've got YouTube Live and Facebook Live. Men, the Twitter company's directors and CEOs before Congress for blocking my account. Oh no. Did you get your Twitter account broken into or blocked? I've been getting my videos shadow banned a lot. So I noticed that I've been getting some of my tweets and videos shadow banned. 29, exactly, 29. I'm always going to be forever 29 until I really don't look at all like I could pass for 29 anymore. Yeah, President Trump bring the CEO and its directors to Congress. Wow, you're permanently suspended. That is no bueno. You know, it's crazy because people do and say the worst things on Twitter and some of the most derogatory comments to conservatives, but as conservatives, we can't say one thing without being shadow banned or without being blocked. I mean, you know, just being a conservative now is going to be a crime. When are they going to start throwing us in the gulags? you know, and I'm pretty sure that at some point soon, they're going to throw us in the gulags. And by the way, this is another reason why you guys don't want to ever do that 23andMe DNA testing or Ancestry.com. You don't want to do those kinds of tests because then they have everything they need to know about you on record in a database. Do you really want Google and his wife, who owns 23andMe, who founded 23andMe, having your DNA? Not only are they, it's not enough to have everywhere you go tracked and located and all of your interests, but then by the time that they have your DNA, imagine what's possible, the level of stalking and spying and conspiring. Yes. Thanks, DJ. I'm 21, so we can buy me a drink now. Yay. Good morning, everyone. They were blocking your account for speaking the truth about London Bridge terrorist attack. What did you say? Did you say it was a false flag or what? Wow, that is just terrible. That is just terrible. Well, also be careful about saying things about child trafficking. Because I found if you say something about child trafficking and Pizzagate, you're likely going to get your account blocked or suspended or shadow banned. But it's horrible to build up all of these followers only to have it just suspended, you know, for no reason, or to have it permanently blocked. It's just terrible. Hello, Patriots. Yeah, so they are doing the same thing with my YouTube videos. So a lot of my subscribers, my loyal subscribers, they are not getting the notifications for when I'm streaming or when I've uploaded a new video. They aren't getting those notifications. So that's one way that they shadow ban you. The other way is I've lost sometimes thousands of followers in just one night, thousands of YouTube subscribers in one night, overnight. That's not a coincidence. And also they do a lot of, there's something that they do with the views numbers. Now I know that some of my videos are getting a lot more views than it's showing there. So I think that they're resetting the views or limiting the number of views for certain videos about controversial topics. And I'm like, how has this video only got 500 views? This makes no sense. But ever since I started to put out controversial content, that's when my views count started going down. It is just a sissy way of fighting. Yes, it's sissy and it's dirty, so they censor us. They can't debate logic, so they just try to make it where you don't have a voice. Yep. What's next? Conservatives are going to have to start wearing muzzles. Thank you. It is my birthday today. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So what happened this weekend? Anything interesting in the news today? Not a whole lot of two eventful things happened this weekend since Friday. John McCain, as if we needed to know any more, reason why John McCain is the traitor from hell. John McCain says, oh, when I die, which will eventually be soon, I don't want Trump at my funeral, and I'm going to have Barack Obama be the eulogist. He's going to be the guy saying the eulogy. Can you believe that? And then he goes out, if that wasn't enough, he piped up and says he regrets having Sarah Palin be his running mate. I mean, what does this prove? All of this proves that there really is a deep state, and there has been a deep state, and that these people are traitors to their own party. They're traitors to their own country. All this doing, that him speaking out and James Comey speaking out about Donald Trump, saying that they hate him and going into such detail about how much they hate him. This isn't helping their cause at all. Don't they realize that all they're doing are making themselves look like they have the sign traitor across their face in blinking red lights? I mean, really. It's ridiculous that the Democrats still think that this is a fair game, that the system is not rigged. The system is rigged. Trump has said it from day one. He knows it. We know it. And I would think that they know it, especially after John McCain's traitorous comments. I mean, who says that? A traitor says that. John McCain said that because Trump said that he wasn't a true war hero, so it was more personal than political. Well, I don't think he was a true war hero either. And I used to get upset when Trump said that too. I would say, oh my gosh, why would he say that about John McCain? But this was before the days I knew that McCain was also a traitor too in the deep state. Definitely rigged for sure. Yes. Coincidence, McCain cancer during healthcare vote. And then he popped up. Well, they say, for those who follow QAnon, they say that this whole cancer thing, this brain cancer thing, may not be cancer after all. That it may just be a cover for when he needs to go to prison. I don't know, but it's possible. Think that it's fair until the tables are turned. Then they would whine and complain like it's the end of the world. Well, this is why this vote in 2018 is one of the most important votes. Everyone needs to get out and vote. There should be no excuse why we can't vote, because this is the end. If we don't vote and keep the parties, keep the houses and the Senate as they are, then we're toast. The Republican Party's toast. Trump will be toast because they'll just try to impeach him. And we need to keep things as they are. So even if you don't like what's going on in the Republican Party right now, I don't either, because we know that they both are compromised at this point. They both are compromised, but we have to vote Republican if we want to keep Trump. So unfortunately, we still have to vote Republican. We can't be voting independent. We can't be not voting at all because our morale is low. Midterms are going to be dangerous, so be careful, everyone. Yes, they're going to be careful. And you know what? They're going to be up to their dirty tricks. The Democrat dirty tricks, they will be up to them. And we've already seen some of these tricks happen. I don't know if you know Aaron Cruz. Aaron Cruz is running for Senate of California. And she's already had the Democrats pull some dirty tactics on her. They have, last week, what they did was they blocked her out of Twitter and out of social media. They just blocked her account. And she's like, oh my gosh, this is the way I talk to all my people. This is how they find out about the upcoming events and the fundraising events. And we're just a month away from the vote, from the primaries. This is crazy. So they just blocked her account for a couple days. Sorry, for absolutely no reason. For no reason at all. You don't think that's a dirty trick? You don't think that is sabotage or voter tampering? No, but of course they never get called out on these voting tampering. And then they're trying to make dead people vote. They're trying to make convicts and ex-cons vote. That immigrants. I'm sorry, but you need to be a U.S. citizen in order to vote. That's the way it always was. And in other countries, they're not apologetic about that. That's the way it should be. If you live here legally, you should be able to vote. If you don't live here legally, you shouldn't get to vote. You shouldn't get to determine how the country turns out and what happens with this country if you don't even have U.S. citizenship. Is that racist? No, it's called being wise and responsible. Admiral Generals retired. That night trip code and board change. Trust the plan, people. We're winning. Is this a good thing that Admiral Rogers is retired, though? Is that a good thing for the Q train? Yeah, make sure if you're in California, you vote for Aaron Cruz. She's great. Unfortunately, that Clueless girl dropped out. The girl from Clueless. Can't remember her name right now. Antonio Sabato Jr. I like him too. What do you think about Antonio Sabato Jr.? I've heard him. Every time I hear him speak, I like what he says. Trying to make us like the UK. Yeah, here's my thoughts on Q. I'm getting frustrated because all I want is I want these arrests to actually happen. I want results. I want people arrested and people in high places. I want these people locked up, and I want everyone to know the truth at this point. I'm tired of kind of us chasing our tails and unlocking all these puzzles that don't seem to provide real tangible results. I would say the biggest of his predictions that have come true so far are definitely like the Allison Mack, finding out Allison Mack and Keith Raniere and that whole cult has been disassembled. That's good. That's great, actually. And he did say it would start with some people, and then it would just have a snowball effect, and then other people, other high-profile celebrities and politicians will start being arrested as well. There seems to be a delay here going on. So, yeah, speaking of, let's talk about that actually. Yes, the sex cult is really crazy, but I'm glad that they're finally seeming to bring some justice to it. So also, some of the people, the top leaders of this cult said that that they're huge donators to the Hillary Clinton Foundation. Huge donors. These are some of the top people that founded this cult Nexivum, which is sex and child trafficking. Yep, of course, they're all tied to Clinton. Why does it seem like every shady thing, whether it's drugs or whether it's trafficking or murder, seems to be tied to Clinton? Why do they always have Clinton's blood on them? Oh, I know. Yes, I am still on the road, and I leave tonight. Our government is like the liberal UK government, by force. Yes, by force. Going to left his house and pull a Rick James and see how they like it. I hope that Mac brings Clinton down. I really do, because some of the Bronfman sisters, Claire Bronfman, she is highly linked to the Clinton Foundation, and Claire Bronfman is one of the founders of this Nexivum cult. So how can they not bring Hillary Clinton down at this point? How can they not? Hello from El Paso, Texas. Woo! Okay, you want to hear another funny story? Yeah, so I'm done with that John McCain story because I think that's just ridiculous. And again, I think James Comey going on his little book tour, his comedy tour, all this just shows is that he's a joke and that the FBI has been a joke. It's been compromised for decades now. And everything that Trump has said is true. It's a rigged system. Okay, so this is a creepy thing. Kind of funny, but comic relief. So, these are some sick liberals out there. Mirror magazine. Rebecca Brett only realized her young children were eating wheat-based penises halfway through dinner. Yeah, right. Let's see what this sick people have to say. A busy mom accidentally fed her young daughters penis-shaped pizza. Rebecca Brett from Dunstable didn't spot the rude symbols and only noticed after her 3-year-old Ava and baby Marie were tucking in. Rebecca shared a handful of snaps on Facebook. Her post has been shared nearly 200,000 times. Okay, so the Mom of the Year award most definitely does not go to me today. And let's watch. So here's penis-shaped pasta that her little girl was consuming. Talk about great parenting. Okay, I guess this doesn't want to load. Wandered down the street to market and Ava begged me for some smiley face pasta she saw. So I bought it, cooked it for the girls for lunch today, thought it looked a bit odd, re-looked at the bag, and it's only bloody penis pasta. How could I not have realized, even while cooking it? So my 3-year-old and 7-month-old are currently sat eating a bowl of dicks for their lunch. Life. Wow. This is liberal parenting for you. Most people saw the funny side, which is good, as it's funny. Oh, is it funny? Of course, those without a sense of humor felt the need to chime in. Some told her off for the unruly shapes. Others commented to say that plain pasta was not a balanced meal. So, thank you very much to all the parent preachers out there who feel like they need to tell me how to parent my own children. But this is just gross, right? Like, really? You can't notice that this is penis-shaped pasta? Come on. I'm pretty sure everyone knows that this is penis-shaped pasta. I think that she wanted to get a good snap out of it, a good Instagram pic, a good Facebook pic. I'm pretty sure that was the goal. And it says right there, penis pasta. So either you did this on purpose, or you're just that sick, or you are just so unpresent with your own children that you don't even know what you're feeding them and going into their mouths. How gross is that? You know, I think this is just another little excuse to start grooming children for pedophilia. Like the mom that made the vagina cookies for kindergarten, remember? Right. Really? How disgusting do you have to be to think of creating a product like that? And could you even buy that in a normal store? I would pretty much think that you can only get penis-shaped pasta at a novelty store or a prank store, or even a sex toy store. But finding that in a grocery store like Ralph's or Vons or Safeway, I think there's some holes in this woman's story. Evil and sick. Wow, that video already covered up. Should have the army enlarge them pastas. Well, it's just gross. I feel like this is like, I don't know. There's something very pedophilic about that, about blasting this news story about a 3-year-old daughter eating penis pasta. Pedophilia much? This is how pedophiles like to sneak them in. College liberals can't read even bold letters. That's a fact. That is a fact, yes. And this is kind of interesting, I thought was interesting today in our lovely everydayfeminism.com, one of my favorite magazines to make fun of. So this is so silly. This cartoon nails the 32 types of anti-feminists. How many have you come across? So again, we always talk about who's the party that's constantly dividing us? Who's the party that constantly wants to create subdivisions in subdivisions and subdivisions and just doesn't want us all to be unified and strong and getting along? Well, it's leftist parties. It's leftist branches. It's feminists. Those people do not want us getting along. They want us divided. So here's just another example of that. 32 types of anti-feminists. It's not showing up here. me just check the chat room while I'm waiting for this to show up. Brass balls, get the fuck out. Yeah, it is sad. Everyday feminism is having some issues opening. Maybe it's tired of people making fun of it. What do you think about Rudy Giuliani, you guys? Do you think that he's safe, or do you think he's a traitor? I didn't go to a steakhouse in Chicago. Unfortunately, I didn't get to go to a steakhouse. What steakhouse did you try in Chicagoland? I didn't go to a steakhouse. Would have been nice, though. He took out the mob. Come on, y'all, trust. You think he's safe? Because some people are saying, like, why is he talking out right now? He's kind of made a few blunders the last few days, didn't he? Sorry guys, something's going on with my internet stream. It seems like there's a delay. Definitely a delay here. Trying to close some windows. MSM chasing their tails. I think Rudy's good, but I think he's safe. I just don't like some of his comments that he kind of called Trump out. Okay, well, while I get the other story going on, because that doesn't seem to be popping up right now in everyday feminism, let's look at this one. Interesting. In other news, a bear mauls a man who tries to take a selfie with it. Are we that obsessed with selfies that we're going to risk our death? Yes. This is the selfie generation. A man who stopped by the side of the road to click a selfie with an injured bear paid with his life when the animal revived and mauled him to death, according to Indian media reports. Prabhu Bhattera, who was returning from a wedding in Odisha, a state in eastern India, had exited his vehicle to go to the bathroom when he saw the animal and decided to take a photo with it. Wow. According to the Hindustan Times, although his companions cautioned him against doing so, Bhattera decided to approach the bear. The animal then chased him and brutally mauled him, and he died on the spot. Now, obviously, that's sad and that's tragic, but this also goes to show you the stupidity of the era that we live in, that people would rather die just to take a picture, to try to get a selfie, rather than live and just be on the safer side. Isn't that crazy? I'm surprised someone else hasn't even done that yet. If you need Q confirms or backup, follow Black Channel 17 and you will be happy. Ooh, cool. I will check that for sure. Black Channel 17 on Twitter. Put down your phones and live your life. Yes. What is wrong with just living your life? Did not deserve to live. Yes, I don't know what you're taking selfies with the bear for. I think because they just want, everyone wants to get the best selfie now on Instagram. Everyone wants to get Instagram famous and have them go viral. That's all people care about these days. Okay. Well, that's natural selection. Was his name Leo? That's pretty funny. So this is the story I was going to share with you guys. This cartoon nails the 32 types of anti-feminists. How many have you come across? Oh, great. Have you gotten pushback against your feminist beliefs? On social media, in colleges, in comedy, and more, you've probably come across one of these anti-feminists. So there's not just one kind of anti-feminist. There's 32 kinds of anti-feminists. Who has time to create these things? Who has time for this? I don't understand these people. Look at, I'm not even going to read through all of them because they're so ridiculous, but I'm sure I fit into a bunch of these. The 32 types of anti-feminists. This guy. There's only one kind of feminist, ugly chicks. Am I right or am I right? Yeah, you are right. Here's the molehill grower. And they have names for each of these things. Like they have nothing better to do with your time. Maybe if you didn't do all this with your time, you could actually get a man, maybe, or a husband, or have a family. What do you think about that? The molehill grower. A feminist on Twitter got her punctuation wrong. Clearly, the whole movement has no legitimacy. The molehill grower. Well, a lot of those feminists and liberals actually do that to us. The economist. Sexism can't exist because the free market is perfect. So, if employers pay women less, women must be worth less. Ha ha ha. Do men actually think that? I don't think so. The fetus file. This is a zygote. It matters indefinitely more than its oven does. Wow. Really? Really? So they're trying to put people who are against abortion, which plenty of people are against abortion for religious reasons or other reasons because they don't believe in murdering babies every day at the rate that Planned Parenthood murders them. No, it can't be. It can't be that. It's that he thinks that the baby is more important than the woman. Are you kidding me? Crazy. The comedian. Feminists only critique my edgy rape jokes because they have no sense of humor. Well, that is true for feminists. They have no sense of humor. It's ridiculous. All weekend, by the way, I was around some of my friends who are very feminist, and it was painful to be around them because I feel like the more I've gotten together with them over the years, the more that they've lost their sense of humor, you know, because now I can't make anything related to women sexist jokes. I can't make racist jokes. I can't do anything. And I feel like, come on, at what point do you understand this is just a joke? My family or my friends didn't even want me to wear a sombrero on Saturday for Cinco de Mayo. That's cultural appropriation. Ridiculous. Not yet over high school. Why wouldn't the hot girls date me? Why? Okay, all right. The pickup artist. It says to nag you now. And then, yeah. Why are these people even considered anti-feminist? The good girl. I don't hate men. That's so annoying. So when girls say I don't hate men, I love men, that's considered a bad thing? That's considered a bad thing? Okay, sure. You're crazy. You people are wacko. He's rubber, you're glue. Feminazis are the real misogynists. That's very true. He's speaking the truth. So they're taking what's actually true, people who speak the truth, and they're characterizing them as, in a cartoon, as ridiculous, as silly, as people to give no respect to. Okay? So it's science. How can feminists deny that women evolved to love dusting? Clearly they're anti-science. Oh my goodness. And the anti-feminist feminist. Speaking as a feminist, feminism is evil. Oh, look, another book contract. Okay. Wow. The traditionalist. Women hold jobs now. I despair for the ruin of our once great society. Great. So this is the garbage that comes out of everydayfeminism.com. And it is garbage. But I do enjoy going on these websites just because they're so ridiculous. Marriage institutions aren't just sexist. They're ableist and disrespectful to people with disabilities. Wow. Now that's how they're going to try to take down the marriage institution and discredit it. That's what they do. And then there was one more article I wanted to go through just to talk about how silly it was. I wonder if they took it down because it was so silly. Let's see here. "10 examples of straight privilege." Oh my gosh. Let's see what that is actually. That sounds ridiculous. Straight privilege. Hey, by the way, I'm straight and I don't seem to get any privileges to me or advantages in society. Come on. Okay. 10 examples of straight privilege. In spite of increasing acceptance and support for queer people, we live in a society that affords heterosexual individuals more rights, power, and freedom. I'm sorry, what rights and power do we have over the incredibly large gay and LGBTQIA influence in America? Straight people might not consciously think about or acknowledge it, but straight privilege influences everything from their daily lives to their career goals. Wow. As a result, straight narratives vastly different from queer ones. Let's break down some of the ways that straight privilege comes into play. 1, your orientation is naturalized from birth. Oh my gosh. Who has time for this BS? Who has time to think of these things? One day while I was shopping, I was simultaneously repulsed and amused to find baby onesies that said things like "ladies' man" and "lock up your daughters." Putting aside the obvious gross misogyny, come on, sense of humor, I couldn't believe how early people jump at the chance to shoehorn their children into heterosexual narratives. A similar phenomenon occurs whenever baby boys smile at me in the grocery store. Their mothers will say something like, "Look at how he's flirting with you." "Ma'am, your son barely has a grasp of objective permanence, so I know he knows what a girl is." So I doubt he knows what a girl is. Oh, wait a second. Bust up your argument there. If your son barely has a grasp of object permanence, then why is he old enough to know what the very adult concept of gender is and be able to choose his gender or sex? Bam. Mic drop. Heteronormativity is established before kids are even out of diapers. Although it's annoying and borderline creepy, it gives straight people an easy template for romance. When a boy has a crush on a girl or vice versa, they don't have to question why they like that person. Their attraction to another gender is already anticipated and expected. Oh my God. You don't have to come out, so that's now privilege. It's privilege that straight people don't have to come out. 3, you don't have to justify your identity or the legitimacy of the orientation. 4, your right to get married is never questioned. 5, you cannot be fired for your job because of your sexual orientation. 6, you don't have to fear violence because of your orientation. 7, you don't have to worry about losing your family, friends, or financial support. 8, you have ample and fairly accurate media representation. Oh my gosh, there's gays now everywhere on every show. And they're infiltrating everywhere. So who cares? Why do you have to have someone that looks like you on TV? Why do we have to normalize this? You can talk about your partner and your love life without worrying about accidentally outing yourself. You have the opportunity to learn about your privilege rather than experiencing oppression firsthand. My gosh, these people are sick. Why white women terrify me. I mean, these people are really sick. Now we're talking about Asian fetishization and white supremacy. I mean, the weirdest thing is that people have time for all of this stuff. How do you have time for this? See, if you could be just directing that energy elsewhere, they're training women to direct their energy into all these little microaggressions and these microcosms instead of just living your life. Living your life, and maybe with that time you can have a job, a real job, not a gender studies job, but a real job. And you can be a contribution, a positive contribution to society with all of that time. You may even want to focus that time on a relationship or building a family. I don't know. Or doing something that matters, like helping feed the homeless or helping veterans. Why is it that sane people are being forced to waste their time, very precious time I might add, to address matters that should be obvious? Right. I was so upset because, again, this weekend, we had some crazy arguments with some of my friends who are very liberal. And it's like talking to a mental person. They were still feeling that 5-year-olds can choose their gender. And they think that, oh, I think that a kid should be able to choose their gender and just grow them up gender neutral. They don't understand that growing them up gender neutral is basically giving them gender dysphoria. And gender dysphoria is a serious mental illness. And it needs to be treated seriously. Not like as a big experiment, like a guinea pig. Most people just want to wake up and eat breakfast. These people want us to wake up and eat all their stupidity and swallow it and think about it all the time. No, thank you. Yes, of course I'm pro Second Amendment. Yes. I'm pro the Constitution. I'm a constitutionalist. Remember when gay peeps just lived without forcing their beliefs? Yes, I'm fine with gays. I'm tolerant of gays. But just why don't they just live quietly and not force their beliefs on everyone else? Five-year-olds can't even decide what toy they want in a store, and they think 5-year-olds can decide their gender? I don't think so. Right. If you can't vote until you're 18 because it's too adult, or you can't consent to sex until you're 16 because it's too adult, or you can't drive until you're 16 because it's too adult, then why the hell should you be able to choose your gender and start transforming your gender with all of the long-term consequences of that, including potential, infertility? Why should you be able to do all that before you're 16 or 18, I'm a pro-constitutionalist, guys. Yes, of course, I'm absolutely pro-amendment. Gotta stand up for it. Yes. Gays for Trump are constantly getting attacked by gays. I know, it's funny. It's ironic funny, though. It's not funny, it's ironic funny. Like, come on. The majority of homosexuals I know were molested as children. Even Don Lemon from CNN admitted it. Oh, wow. That's an interesting factoid. I've met gay men at jobs that are so bold they make jokes about converting me. If I did that to a woman, death. Yes, I've heard about that too, actually. I heard a lot of gays try to convert you, and they're like, oh, if only we can convert you, you're too cute to be straight. And they're almost sexually harassing other guys that are straight because they think it's funny and they think it's cute, but not really cute, not really funny. At long last, I've arrived at your live stream. Great. Welcome, Michael. Did you guys see this, by the way? So, of course, Maxine Waters is, against Kanye West and Kanye West's support of Trump. But you know what's hilarious is that this is what she says. These are the kind of people that are saying that Kanye West is in the wrong, right? Watch this.
Sometimes he needs some assistance in helping him to formulate some of his thoughts.
If this isn't racist, if this isn't discriminatory, I don't know what is at this point.
People care about safe communities and their children being able to go to schools. They care about being able to buy groceries at the end of the week and celebrate family birthdays and things like that. That's what everybody cares about universally, and no community should be left behind.
That wasn't the one I was wanting. Sorry, guys. This is the one I wanted.
Watching the markets? Go from spectator to trader on a world of markets. Nadex binary options.
Liberals are now also telling Kanye West to shut up after his comments about the president. Here's Congressman Maxine Waters, no relation, quote, "Sometimes Kanye West talks out of turn, and perhaps sometimes he needs some assistance in helping him to formulate some of his thoughts. We don't think that he actually means to do harm, but we're sure he really understands the impact of what he's saying. Not sure. I think maybe he should think twice about politics and maybe not have so much to say." So, Greg, I have to start with Maxine here. Has trouble formulating his thoughts?
She was right on the front part and wrong at the last. He does talk out of turn. And we should all be talking out of turn. That's what happens when you talk out of turn. He actually left the box that she wanted him in, and there's what she's going, you really shouldn't do that. You should really say.
I think it's hilarious. I think it's funny to watch them just destroy themselves, eating themselves is so funny. And I think it's great that these liberals who are supposed to be all about free speech, they're supposed to be all about tolerance and peace and letting people speak their minds. But as soon as one of their messiahs, someone who is part of Black Democrat superstar, as soon as he steps out and actually says something that's constructive and that's intelligent and saying, not all Black people need to vote Democrat and we should all be free thinkers. She's saying he's speaking out of turn and that he has trouble formulating his thoughts and maybe he shouldn't think so much or talk so much out loud. I mean, if that is not the definition of oppression and racism, telling a Black person that he's speaking out of turn, I don't know what is. I think it's hilarious, though, to see all these people. And then you see a bunch of white people telling Kanye that he's speaking out of turn and that he shouldn't say things like that. And he needs to not talk. That is oppression right there, right? That is oppression. And it's proving his point exactly, that we have mental prison right now. We are mentally enslaved. And they want us to think certain thoughts and say certain things. That's why they created the sinister tool called political correctness. Because this is the correct way to say things. But the minute that someone speaks out of political correctness and is a free thinker, Black or white, they say, no, you're speaking out of turn and maybe you need to go back to the brainwashing machine over there and get more brainwashing and indoctrination because you're too independently thinking. Isn't that crazy? I just think it's hilarious that the white people are even telling Black people, you're speaking out of turn. You should kind of slow down. That is called racism. You don't know the Black person's experience. Apparently, race is not an issue if some Black people like Maxine Waters are telling other Black people to shut up, or words that affect. Human politics in action, yes. That's very oppressive. So tired of people thinking people of color can't think for themselves. Democrats are racist. Yes, they're the ones who are racist. They're treating them like children, right? Like, you can't think for yourself. That's treating people like a child. Time to get off the Democrat plantation. Yes. Time to get off the Democrat plantation. Oh, I hate Me Too. I think Me Too has gone way too far. Me Too has gone way too far. And I don't like it. I think that it's ruining relationships between men and women. I think it's like a constant witch hunt. It may have had its place, but it's a witch hunt and it's a distraction from the real issues that are going on. And it's meant to position women and men even further apart on opposite ends of the islands. And I think that men are also, becoming more and more afraid of women, and they feel like women are toxic at this point. Like, women are constantly on this witch hunt to try to find flaws in them or try to find a crime, just like Mueller, who's constantly on a witch hunt to find a crime. And that's how men are starting to feel with women now. They're starting to feel like an overall lack of trust with women and lack of goodwill between men and women. And that's really sad. I like manly men too. I don't want men to be just like soft and docile and so accommodating. Damn duplicate bots. I couldn't say it any better. Yes. But there's a great video that Prager University, Dennis Prager, great guy. There's a great video that he put out. It's great. I'm going to have you guys watch it for a sec. I like it. Tell me what you think of this. It's called Don't Judge Blacks Differently. New from Prager.
Many people believed that the election of a black president would advance America to a new era of racial harmony. That belief proved to be mistaken. In retrospect, it was naive to think that a single event, even the election of a black president, would wash away a stain so deeply ingrained in our culture. The debate about how much racism there is in America, and specifically the disparity between the races, is just as fierce as ever. That's okay with me. Discrimination still exists. Let's deal with it openly and honestly. Unfortunately, that's very hard to do. One reason I've discovered is that many people feel that they have to treat blacks with kid gloves. They think this is noble, enlightened, progressive. It's not. It's demeaning and condescending. In fact, it's racist. A recent experience brought this home to me. In an anthropology class, my professor decided to discuss the shooting of Michael Brown, a black teenager, by a white police officer in Ferguson, Missouri. Before I tell you what transpired, I need to tell you something about this professor. First of all, I like her very much. She's interesting and engaging, but more importantly, she took a non-PC approach to the class, which I found refreshing. She encouraged us to study the data dispassionately and draw our conclusions from that. But when the subject of Ferguson came up, all this objectivity went out the window. When a classmate said, following a debate over the details of the case, that the facts ultimately don't matter, my professor agreed. All that matters, this classmate added, is that a black boy was killed by a white cop. Another example of racism in a racist society, pure and simple. So therefore, riots that followed the grand jury decision not to indict the officer were the legitimate reactions of people who just couldn't take it anymore. And that's when I knew that what I was really hearing was not an expression of compassion and understanding, but something else. Rioting and looting are acceptable forms of behavior? Why? Because the rioters and looters have no other options? Really? In free democratic America you have no other options? Does this apply to all ethnic groups? Hispanics? Southeast Asians? Pacific Islanders? Of course not. But we, the enlightened ones, are ready with a pre-packaged list of excuses when blacks riot and loot. Worse, when it comes to judging black behavior, even facts don't matter. All that matters is the skin color of the teenager and the skin color of the cop. Well, not in my world. If a white cop kills a white kid, the facts matter. If a black cop kills a black kid, the facts matter. If a black cop kills a white kid, the facts matter. And if a white cop kills a black kid, the facts matter. To suggest anything else is to perpetuate discrimination, the very thing that those who espouse social justice claim to want to end. Anyone, whether white or any other color, who excuses blacks for bad behavior just because they are black obviously doesn't consider blacks their equal. Rather, they view blacks, in effect, as children who are unable to adhere to the standards to which every other group is held. Think carefully about that. The only difference between this view and that of white supremacists is that white supremacists are honest and open. In their view, blacks are inferior to whites, period. But those who condescend to blacks cloak themselves in self-righteousness, so somehow that makes it okay. The bad behavior happens, a riot in Ferguson, and they nod knowingly. They couldn't take it anymore. Who can blame them? I'll take the white supremacists any day. First, there are very few of them, and they have no power. Second, I can easily prove them wrong. But how do I shake off the condescenders, the patronizers? There are a lot of them, they have a lot of power, and they think they mean well. How do I convince them that as a black human being, I want to be, I must be, judged by the same standards as everybody else? So how about this for a change? Treat blacks equally, always, in every way. Not differently, not better, not worse. Not like we're demons, not like we're angels. Is that so hard to do? Because if we really want racial harmony, not to mention an end to racism, that's the only way to get there.
How good was that, right? Gotta hand it to that person. That was pretty good. I like that. That was great. Periscope called for a vote on your comment. Uh-oh. Communism 101. Yep. Deport the rioters. A school teacher's intimate investigation to the problem of modern schooling. Ooh, that's great. That sounds like a great book. I thought that was a great video from PragerU. Another great video. I've never been disappointed with PragerU's videos. I'm actually trying to get a video on PragerU. So all of you guys can help me by retweeting my podcasts and by retweeting Dennis Prager or PragerU and saying that you want a video from DeAnna Lorraine 7 about how feminism and Me Too are ruining modern relationships and society. Why can't we hear the voices of her more instead of SJW's agenda and propaganda pushers? I don't know, but this was great. This was another strong black woman calling for the end of, treating blacks differently, basically treating them like they're children, not allowing this kind of stuff to happen. Great video. John Taylor Gatto is a former New York State and New York City Teacher of the Year as of 1991 or 1990. And people like her, she seems to have her head on straight, for sure. Prager University. Leftists control Google and YouTube, that's why. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I promote you to Dilly, the best closer, etc. Ah, I promote you to Dilly. Okay. Judge everyone based on their actions, not their skin color or gender. Yes, we have to judge people by the content of their character, not whatever skin color they have. When are Democrats finally going to get that? When will they stop judging people by the color of their skin? It's happening. People like Candace Owens, Colin Noor, and Kanye West are getting the anti-social justice warrior message after. I think that we're onto something right now. We're onto a revolution right now. Oh, wow, you switched to a different search engine. That's pretty cool. Remember, guys, patriots have no skin color. Patriots have no skin color. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and, so sad, and now more whites also. I'm going to go and say the closing prayer, guys. We're at the end of our hour, so soon. I pray that more women and men see the light and can open their hearts to love instead of hate, can open their hearts to unity rather than divisiveness. They can open their minds to truth rather than lies. I pray for love and protection for our great President Trump and his family and all those working for us, that they remain safe and resilient in the face of so many forces working against them. I pray for all of you and the truth warriors of the world who are courageously speaking the truth and defending the truth and boldly working to bring those who are in the darkness over to the light. Put on the full armor of God so that you will be able to stand firm against the schemes of the devil. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the powers, against the world forces of this darkness, against the spiritual forces of wickedness in the high places. I pray that all of you find true and lasting love, and God puts an incredible partner in your life to be with you during this journey and bring you the most beautiful family, the joy, and all the blessings that you deserve. And lastly, we know that good conquers evil, that love conquers hate, and that together and with God's help and grace, we're able to make our country and our world great again. You guys have a great time today. Continue to pray for our president and nation. Yes, absolutely. And thank you for being such a wonderful audience. I thank you for all your support, your encouragement, your retweets. Let's build and continue to build our Make Love Great Again family to a huge, as big as possible, so we can get more people into the light and into the love, okay? I love you, and I will see you Wednesday bright and early at 9 a.m. I will see you Wednesday. Remember, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Okay, guys? Bye. Thank you. I'm heading back home later today. Heading back home. Bye, everyone. See you soon. See you Wednesday. Thank you. God bless you all.